the Bitcoin price. It feels a bit disappointing, and that we should be higher with Trump and the ETF inflow, MicroStrategy and all that. It feels a bit delayed, but I guess we need a little bit of patience, because as we discussed in last videos, new all-time highs, which are basically the red dots, the new all-time highs are clustered. So once there is an all-time high, it's very likely there will be another all-time high. And you can see that very clearly from this chart. So I expect a lot more all-time highs this year. And this is exactly, by the way, why I prefer the stock-to-flow model over, for example, the Paolo model. The clustered, non-linear jumps are what defines the price of Bitcoin. And it's not gradually over time. It's especially those short periods of time where the Bitcoin jumps to the next level.
Anonymous Bitcoin analyst Planb is confident that Bitcoin is in the midst of a bull market and says a big move is coming. Just today, we saw Planb make a huge announcement that he sold his Bitcoin and moved everything into ETFs, citing an easier management without the hassle of crypto keys. He acknowledges this places him outside the maximalist camp, but remains bullish. Predicting a major surge, he believes that rising investor activity and decreasing Bitcoin balances on exchanges are signaling a shift towards a huge price movement. Bitcoin's price has climbed steadily in 2025, currently sitting just above 97,500. The well-known Bitcoin analyst behind the stock-to-flow model remains bullish after major events such as the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs and the historic price movements following the Bitcoin halving. He believes Bitcoin is on the verge of a significant breakout, comparing the current $90,000 price range to Bitcoin's consolidation at $10,000 in 2020, right before a massive bull run. According to Planb, Bitcoin is now in the phase of the market cycle, which precedes explosive price movements. He predicts that Bitcoin's price could double by the end of the year. Planb expects the coming months to be critical for those watching Bitcoin closely, as price pumps combined with sharp corrections will bring massive gains in 2025. As institutional adoption grows, we can expect even higher highs. We're looking at a monumental surge for Bitcoin in the days and weeks ahead. Be sure to check out the latest daily crypto newsletter by our friends over at Jamie Tree Finance for all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part, it's absolutely free, which will cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news that you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
All the Bitcoin gains are 6 months before the halving until 18 months after the halving. Every halving, it's the same pattern. And up till now, it also holds for this 2024 halving. So if we talk about colors, look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. It's 76 right now. Orange, 76 is above 50, so it's an uptrend from 14 months, right? It's Relative Strength Index is calculated over a certain period. It's 14 months. So there is a uptrend, not as steep as a red period would be, with RSIs of 80 and higher. RSI is 76, so it's a relatively okay uptrend, but not the FOMO part. The orange is very comparable to the end of 2020, or even more to the beginning of 2017. So we had orange, yellow, orange. Same here, orange, yellow, orange. Or even if we compare to 2013, the orange was the start of this, cluster of all-time highs, if you will, cluster of RSIs of 80 or higher. And I expect many months this year in 2025 with an RSI of 80 or higher. In fact, to be specific, I expect at least 3, possibly 4 or 5 months of red dots, which means an RSI of 80 and higher. Now, what's very interesting, if we look historically at those points where the RSI was 80 or higher, then we'll see that the average return in those periods, in that red dot areas, was 40% plus. So that means a 1 month of 40% plus would be from today's 100K, 140 in February. And, well, since I expect multiple months of red dots, at least 3 times 40% would bring us from 100K to 270K, which is about here somewhere. This is the 300K line. So that's the absolute minimum Bitcoin price that I expect in 2025, 270,000. Now, if we look at 4 months of 40%, that would bring the current 100K to $380,000. And 5 months would even bring it to $530,000. So that's above this dotted line. So we'll see what happens. These numbers, the 270, 380, and $530,000 Bitcoin, are much higher than what most people expect. In fact, today's poll on Twitter, on X, shows that 3 out of 4 people can't even imagine one single plus 40% monthly move, because they haven't been in those periods. They don't know what it is. They think that's a thing of the past and it can't happen in the future.
Based on market conditions, from January through July, he predicts that we'll see a chain of events that will bring its price from 200,000, climbing all the way through 2025, hitting 500,000, and even a scenario where Bitcoin hits $1 million by the end of next year. It's the fastest pace of adoption of any investable asset in all of human history. By the end of 2025, there will be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets. The pace of growth is hard to comprehend, and it will be the fastest accumulation of wealth we have ever seen. This is the conclusion of a career's worth of research. And every single chart and piece of research leads to the same conclusion. Liquidity drives everything, and crypto will be the best performing asset of them all.
Very interesting to see. 200-week moving average, the black line, it's at 44 right now. Up 1,000K from last month, from December. And in my opinion, that slow increase will go faster next couple of months. So I think the black line, the moving average, will curve upwards like it did in 2020, 21, 2017, and here in 2013. So I think this black line will curve upwards. Then realized price, the gray line. It's the cost price of the buyers of the last 2 years, right? Here's the 2 years realized price. Cost price of the on-chain buyers last 2 years. It is $74,000, up from 71 in December. And by the way, the total realized price, so of all the on-chain buyers ever, is 43,000. So that's the same level, comparable level to the 200-week moving average. But what we see is that the realized prices are increasing about 5% each month. That's good. That's a bull market thing, but it's less than I expected. I expect 10% or 20% increases in realized prices this year. So that means that prices have to go up considerably to make that happen. Now, for the stock to flow, it predicts this average price of about $500,000 for the halving period 2024 to 2028, with a standard deviation. Of course, it will not be exactly 500,000. So the standard deviation is 2 times that, 1 million, or divided by 250K. And mind you, most other models, for example, the Paolo model, expect much lower prices. They expect something like we go from the current 100,000 to a 200,000 top this year, and then we crash back to below 100K. So that's much lower than even the lower band of the stock to flow model of 250K, and also lower than the 270,000 that we talked about, based on 40% increases this year. 3 red dots, 3 RSI months of 80 plus. So very interesting to see what happens next.
We also saw the head of BlackRock's digital assets seeing Bitcoin as risk off, as more institutional investors are adopting crypto as an emerging global money alternative. Even though Bitcoin has been highly correlated as of late with the price moves of US equities, the BlackRock Incorporated head of digital assets says it's inaccurate to call the cryptocurrency a risk-on asset. He said when we think about Bitcoin, we think about it primarily as an emerging global monetary alternative. It's a scarce, global, decentralized, non-sovereign asset, and it's an asset that's not country-specific and has no counterparty risk. BlackRock runs exchange-traded funds, investing in Bitcoin, but while many investors view Bitcoin as digital gold, something that holds value at times of stress, Bitcoin maximalist and MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor supported the recent statement made by BlackRock about Bitcoin that made ripples across the cryptocurrency community. Saylor echoed the sentiment of retail investors getting into Bitcoin with its high volatility and the prospect of its further use in the future. This is one of his several bullish statements on the world's flagship cryptocurrency. He believes Bitcoin is becoming particularly popular amid growing concerns about extensive money printing, fiat currency debasement, and escalating fiscal and sustainability challenges, not only in the United States, but in other countries as well. Among the key Bitcoin price drivers have been the 4th Bitcoin halving and the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs granted by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Planb's prediction remains bullish, as he believes that by April of 2025, the US could start constructing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This could easily push Bitcoin to $400,000. Within the next 5 months, there's likely going to be a worldwide race among countries to accumulate Bitcoin, excluding the European Union, which he says will push the price to $500,000. Another factor in this case is the incorporation of artificial intelligence in the use of Bitcoin in financial markets. According to his prediction, the price of Bitcoin is expected to surge to $600,000 by June of 2025 through the use of AI systems to regulate conventional financial markets using Bitcoin. By the end of 2025, the FOMO effect among investors is expected to take Bitcoin to its highest price of $1 million. However, this rapid growth is not expected to be sustained in the future. A distribution phase in 2026 could again take Bitcoin to $500,000, and a bear market in 2027, with Bitcoin's price going as low as $200,000. What do you think about Planb and Raoul Pal's prediction for Bitcoin? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.